What's up, everybody? This is the Anime Squad Podcast, episode 58. My name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And this is Josh.
And unfortunately, Omar is not here this week. However, I am. I'm back for this week.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And it's just the three of us this time around. But yeah, we'll carry the show like usual. Omar will be back. And and before we start, of course, don't forget that we do have timestamps. So in case, of course, you guys want to fast forward to whichever show or part you guys want to watch, you guys are free to do so. And without further ado, let's start things off with Yasuke episode 3. Now, I just want to mention,
this is a weird one.
This was a very weird one. This one I feel like was mostly just centered on the flashbacks. Like I really felt the flashbacks in this episode more than anything.
The flashbacks are great in the show.
It
Can I
is,
just say
honestly,
that, guys. Like they're honestly what I thought the show was gonna be.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be about his life.
Yeah.
But as soon as we get out of the flashbacks, Zanime takes a really bizarre, almost surreal, like I don't even believe what's happening is a real turn.
I don't blame you, because it's like because that's when, like, because there are mechs and stuff like in the flashback, kind of, sort of, but
yeah.
they're mostly like just based. It's just mostly like just like samurai and stuff, and like the whole historical like conquest of Nobunaga and all that. But then as soon as we cut to the present time and stuff, then we see Yasuke, basically a damsel in distress.
Yeah.
That whole chase thing was so dumb.
It was, yeah. And the funny thing is that, like, I feel like the director or whoever, the writers, forgot that Saki's supposed to be sick or something. Cause like I could have sworn they set her up as like a sick character, and I think one of the characters even asked that.
Not only that, but I felt like we were going in circles.
Yeah, we were.
We were like in one area, and then we were far from here, and then she comes back, and then she goes forward again, and then
I found that the world building in the story is really, like, I don't know where they are.
The brother-ish character finds her. I don't know how.
They did confirm that he's not an actual brother.
Yeah, they did. So you guys were right about that.
Yeah. I was like, because I was thinking, that's because, like, she's not concerned for him. Like, he was there, but like he kind of felt more like a neighbor's kid than he was like an actual, like,
probably
son. So so I was like, okay. But then they also had to have that whole plot where it's like, okay, the boatsman, he's actually the murderer of the singer. I'm like, why?
Dude, this whole episode was just like way too much for my brain.
Yeah. And
then he like dies at the end, turns into like this crazy like monster with limbs, and I'm like, what is we've lost focus here, guys.
No, we have.
We've gone off the rails a little bit with with this plot line.
Right?
And like we're halfway through and they've already killed off the main like bad person. Everyone else is like, we're just mercenaries.
Yeah, we're just mercenaries. We're here for the money, and we kind of got it from his corpse. So
let's go. Let's get out of here. Come on, guys.
Yeah. So I don't know what's gonna happen next, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even feel like it's about Yasuke anymore.
No,
it's like it's about the girl.
Yeah.
And her weird magical powers.
But like, is she sick though? That's the question.
She's
I don't think so, because
I don't think she's sick. I think
like,
she just couldn't handle her magic power. I think that's the whole thing with it. That's why she was like reacting weird.
Now her powers are unlocked.
And we also found out this episode that the mom, I think, was like a warrior.
Yeah.
From the Nobunaga days.
See, it's kind of funny too, because like at first I was thinking like, okay, maybe the lady that Yasuke was forming a friendship with, like in the flashback. At first I thought it was her. That was kind of like where my mind was going toward for the past couple episodes. But then it was literally this episode where we find out that like no, he had to kill her because it turns out she was a spy for a different clan, and I'm like, okay, so I guess we're done with her. And I do agree though, it does suck because like the flashbacks are like indeed like super interesting, and it kind of makes me wish that the main story was about this flashback.
Yeah, I do too.
But
I guess now our main protagonist finally wakes up from being down in the dumps.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. Like, cause literally
from what it looked like at the end, of course.
Yeah, cause he's literally had like no chance to shine in the present time at all.
Yeah, he's just getting beat up, and that was it.
He's just getting beat up to every episode, and is like depressed, and doesn't want to just wants to live a normal life.
And sometimes it's even hard to tell if he wants to live at all. So
yeah, I know.
We kind of know because
they show the flashbacks.
Yeah, that's true.
It shows that he's like, he went through a lot, seeing Nobunaga die and everything.
And the trust too just breaks too. Of course,
that was his whole world. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. We still have 3 more episodes left, so we're at the halfway point. So we'll see where this goes.
Yep.
And next anime we're going to be talking about is Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent, episode 6. And this one was pretty cool because we got to see a lot more of I didn't get to mention this because I wasn't here last week, but at the end of the episode for episode 5, it was actually confirmed that Yuri, the Grand Magus, he was actually the teacher for that was assigned to Sei, and
yes.
I'm like, can't wait to see that. But yeah, this episode was basically mostly about that, where he's a teacher. So now
that was kind of weird.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, I want to see more of your power. Let me see it.
Yeah, because like
I think he's less of a teacher, more just like, I'm fascinated by you.
Yeah,
show me.
Like I love you. I wanna kiss you on the lips. That's the vibe I'm getting from him.
I mean, if you think about it, like this is essentially just Sei's reverse harem, and now we have like the Grand Magus that's added. Cause like again,
then Albert, our boy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh damn.
Oh yeah.
Damn. He stole the show again.
Man, this episode he was the ultimate Chad again.
Yeah, cause like we didn't see him for like a good couple episodes, so now it's like
he chatted up again.
All right, so y'all forgetting about me? All right, I'm gonna show up right now and just kind of make my presence known.
Yeah. And we also got to see like how weird it's gonna be for Sei to adjust to like the royalty life, how like they had the tight lace corset on her and she's like in distress.
That was funny.
Yeah.
Poor thing. I felt so bad. Like, oh my gosh, your rib cage.
I know.
Hey man.
Hey, that's how things were back in the day, when it come to like
back in this fantasy world.
And of course this fantasy world follows that kind of tradition.
Yeah, because I like the fact this is like towards the end of the show where they talked about the whole how's your world, I guess.
Okay, so I want to talk about that. I'm really glad they brought that up because like again, we've said this before, but like a lot of isekai don't bring up like what their previous world was like. It's usually like, okay, this we brought you from your world and you're in this other world now.
No one in the fantasy world like cares about whatever they lived in or their past life,
or they didn't know, or the main character for whatever reason never says. But this one, I'm glad they actually said this, like, hey, I'm sorry for like what Irie did, but like when we like what we do and stuff like that, that's how we did back in Japan and stuff. That's how we did in our world. That's what our culture's like.
Yeah, and I like that about this because Sei never like forgets where she came from. She didn't want to be summoned here, she didn't ask for it, and she was like, I always remember like when they said, oh, you can't go back to your real world, and like because I always think whenever I watch an isekai, like unless it's like, oh, they died like in Mushoku Tensei or something,
right,
Like you just go missing in your world and you never go back, and you know everyone's just like, where did you go? Like in ReZero, they actually explain that he literally just goes missing.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. And it's sad to think about.
Yeah.
But no animes ever bring it up because they're like, oh, I can't believe it. Look, it's like a video game. Oh wow, it's so cool.
Right. And then speaking
but this one's realistic like that.
Yeah, and then speaking of information drop, we find out this episode that Elizabeth Ashley is actually Kyle's fiance.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's very
she's
kind of upset that Kyle has such an infatuation with Arya.
Yeah, she's kind of unsatisfied that him and Irie are kind of hitting it off a little too well, and the fact that Irie is apparently super popular. And again, like this is again, we're like already on episode 6, like we're at the halfway point of the season for the show, and like we're still we've never even gotten like even to like meet Irie at all. Like it's still just
I'm actually fine with this because eventually we'll get a second season, and I'd rather not the show get rushed than just put us in there.
This show is very like it's very slow. It's very slow paced. Deliberately, speaking, it's very slow paced, and it wants to this slowly but surely establish its world. Like it's not trying to rush through anything. Yeah, and I do agree.
Really,
it doesn't
I find that too. Like even all the like battles and stuff like that. Like there hasn't been a single battle, and we're halfway through, and they've talked a lot about it. Like she's healed wounded soldiers and stuff like that. But there's never been any like actual conflict showing of it at all.
And hey, I'm fine with that, like as long
I'm fine with it too.
Yeah, as long as like an isekai or whatever anime does its unique thing, well, like that's all I care about.
It's not always murder this, kill that, destroy this, and the whole what is the main isekai thing? Ending the world, or like going out to, or like going to, just kill the demon king or whatever. It's like, no, it doesn't have to always be like that.
Yeah, a lot of isekais are literally like the stakes of the world rest upon this. Like that's why I kind of like about ReZero, because you get the feeling like there is a grander picture, but it's like right now you focus on the present. Like what do you need to do to get to that next checkpoint? In the story.
But that's what I liked about this episode. We get to listen to their reasons and what they think, how their worlds are in general.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like with this whole upcoming ball thing coming up, hopefully we get to actually meet Kyle and Irie here. So we'll see where this goes.
Yeah.
Moving on to our next anime is I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Episode 6, and in this episode, but this episode actually actually deals with the whole Demon King thing.
Well, there is a Demon King in this episode.
But this episode in general was about the previous episode. It was, no, 2 episodes.
Not the previous episode with Rosalie, because that was its own separate thing. But it was the dragons. It was the one before that with the whole dragon banquet thing. That's actually pretty cool that they actually called back to that because this whole thing between like the red dragons and the blue dragons was a big deal. For
years, right?
For a millennia, I think they said. Yeah. And literally, Azusa just you guys are friends now. You guys have a truce, peace now. And that was a big deal. The Demon King wants to meet the heroes that kind of that was able to fix everything. And it's a nice like how should I put it? It's like I'm glad that we're getting actual events now, because like I feel like we have like our set cast. And
we have our cast now. Like Rosalie was the last one, so now we're like it's halfway through the season, but we're finally like getting to a story kind of.
I think the comedic side comes out even more since everyone's already here.
Yeah, so now that we have like everybody's established like personalities and stuff, like now we get to actually like see them like interact way more. So
it was funny, the whole Rosalie outfit thing.
I'm like, you know what? I actually felt bad for her, because it's like, imagine like you want to like switch.
The same clothes every single time, and you're like, I can't change.
Yeah, there's that, but there's
ghost.
also, well, like, do you guys remember like the actual like scene where like they actually had to like literally transmute like the actual outfit into her like spiritual being and stuff? Like that's a lot of work. That was a lot of work.
It's crazy.
Yeah. Like they have to do it like
she looks cute in it though.
Oh yeah, no, she looks great. Yeah, no, she looks great, but it just sucks that you have to like actually like set up a whole circle, have the outfit ready and everything, and like okay.
Hey, but she found a way.
At least
she found a way.
That's the price you pay for dying, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
can't change your clothing.
I like, yeah. This is like an answer to like the last episode where she says like, "I'm so glad I died." It's like, no.
Don't know about that.
You tried hugging, you tried hugging your big sis, but it didn't work out.
And that actually made me kind of sad because they don't like talk about it, but like. She forgot for a second that she was actually like not in the living.
Yeah, but
kind of sad.
But hey,
then we get Beelzebub to like for fun.
Yeah, Beelzebub's here.
Well, of course the elf girl too. What's her name?
Halkara.
Yeah, hers as well.
Her. I'm glad that like.
Oh man, sorry, Rabbi. I just wanted to say.
Go ahead.
She knocks out the Demon King with.
The headbutt. Oh yeah, okay. We're going a little ahead, but basically, yeah. So, of course,
I like it. No, it was funny beforehand. Before they went to the demon location.
Oh, when they were on top of the whale.
Because they were terrified. They're like, I don't want to go there.
She was gonna go into the bath and.
I thought we were gonna and then they thought they were gonna die going over there. Because they don't know the demons that well.
Yeah,
so they were already
like,
assuming.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna mess everything up.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty funny.
I like that they like everybody like this whole episode like everybody was basically just on like hyper everybody were just like hyper vigilant. It's like, okay, Halkara, literally don't move. You're gonna mess everything up.
Just exist.
No, and I like how like in the end of the episode where we actually find out that like the little girl like was the actual like Demon King, plot twist. Like I like how it started off as like, oh man, I'm so sorry I said all those weird things. I didn't know you were the Demon King. It's like, it's okay, I'm not gonna like, as long as you guys don't hurt me and everything, that's all that matters. And immediately
she knocks her out, and that's high treason, and now they're gonna be executed.
Yeah.
Are they gonna die?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Is Halkara gonna die?
Is Rosalie gonna die? Oh wait.
No way.
But yeah, no, overall, yeah, go ahead.
I think Halkara has died like 5 times in this anime. Like her spirit has left her body like 5 times, and they've had to put it back in.
Oh my god, yeah.
The Leviathan girl she was adorable.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's kind of cool.
There's 2 Leviathans.
They're sisters, yeah. They're sisters that are employed by Beelzebub, and like the one that we saw was like the younger sister, but the older sister was the one that they were on top of, and they like swap back and forth. So it's gonna be pretty cool when we get to see like the older sister. I was hoping we were gonna see her like in this episode, but it turns out it was just a younger sister we saw in human form.
Probably.
Yeah, that was it. I mean, like it was just basically one big event that had like a lot of like jokes and stuff. Of course, like the one that Josh mentioned also was the whole like bath. I thought that was going to be like an actual conflict, but it turns out it was just a fake out. So
yeah, they were just freaked out.
Yeah, because they set it up that way too. Where like
she ended up being underneath the bed.
Yeah, she just fell asleep.
It's like, oh, thank God we don't gotta like put her in a jar or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but overall, it was a solid episode. Can't wait to see what happens to the gang.
I had fun with this episode.
Oh man.
Yeah, this episode was a hoot. All right, and then moving on to our next anime, we have Mars Red. Yeah,
Damn.
episode
6.
Yeah.
This was a big episode.
Ooh,
it was
a big episode.
Damn. We got a lot of revelations.
Yeah, we got a lot of answers to our questions with this episode, and
I was right.
Like
I know you were.
Like before, right. I was like, okay, this show is like kind of weird. Like it's not bad, but it's like it's hard to understand. It's confusing. But this episode like made me think, okay, it's kind of coming together. I hope that they continue this type of revelation stuff. It's still confusing, but
let me
it's
ask
like,
you this question to both of you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So when I watched the episode, the whole combustion thing, so
Yeah.
those are vampires, right?
They were vampires,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we finally know the reason why they combust, because they were vampires.
Yeah.
And
Because
That's
before
unlike-
we didn't
yes.
get that. We didn't get that information before, so
It
we were
was-
confused. We're like, why do
yeah,
they
that
combust?
was
Yeah.
a lot of foreshadowing from
Yeah.
the part.
Yeah.
I thought she was gonna die.
Oh, thank God she didn't.
She's
Well,
so
someone else died.
adorable.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that's towards the end. But she was adorable this episode.
Yeah, she
It was
was.
funny. There was a little scene with her. She was wearing. She's like, oh, I'm Dracula.
Yeah.
She had a little cape and everything.
She's
No, it's-
cute. She's like the light. Like this is a really serious show, but she's very lighthearted and
Yeah.
you know she's just she's
she's
just a little journalist who wants
journalist,
to capture the scoop.
Yeah. And in this type of anime, like you kind of need to have like a character.
At least
that's, like,
one
lighthearted,
character
yeah.
like
Yeah.
that because like
'Cause
it's so
Sheesh.
yeah.
This episode. Oh wow.
So a lot of info drops, very necessary ones, like who were the vampire unit? Well, it turns out the unit that Maida was leading for like the first couple episodes, it was them that got turned into vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's it's a lot to take in. There's also the matter of also Maida's arm. We actually got an answer to like what actually happened with it.
Toad.
Yeah, it turns out it was a robot arm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that.
That makes sense because I could have sworn he lost his arm
No, he
that episode. And yeah, it turns out that was the case. And then it also the general's daughter was actually the girl from the first episode.
Yup. And
That was-
Yes.
And who were they? They were together.
Yeah.
No way. They were
Well,
gonna
I'm
get-
not sure if they were supposed. I'm not
They
sure
were
if they were an
supposed
actual.
to.
Yeah, they were supposed to be, but I'm not sure if they were a legit couple or not.
No, they were.
Fiance.
There you
Fiance,
go.
yeah.
It was his
Yeah.
fiance.
Yeah,
There
as
you
a
go.
fiance. Yeah.
There you go. You got it.
But yeah, like it's interesting that they didn't like. It is very clever too that they didn't like actually like name drop that before because it was kind of weird like with the tension going on like in that first episode. But now it makes a lot more sense because like okay, they were actually supposed to be married.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or they were
and that's
supposed
why
to
he
get
was
married,
so
And then
That's why it was so
upset about
personal.
everything.
Yeah.
it was so personal. That whole scene when they were talking in that area.
Yeah.
What was it? The little meeting location they
Oh,
always meet?
like the town center. Yeah,
Yeah. Jeez,
yeah.
that-
Oh
that
yeah,
com-
that was yeah.
that makes a lot more sense now.
Yeah, I when I first watched the episode, I'm like, they have something to do with each other. Like clearly,
Yeah.
like he wouldn't care that much about a vampire if they weren't,
random vampire,
close. Yeah.
And then Maida was this close to doing it in that scene too. But they, the boys are like,
Yeah,
no
they're
man,
like you don't want to
don't."
be a vampire, and it was like Maida was like, no, I don't listen to vamps.
But you're gonna become a vamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, don't. Are you thinking straight right now, buddy?
But before anything, gotta give it up to our boy Yamagami though. Like towards the
what
end.
a homie. You know, throughout this season so far, he's gotten the short end of the stick every time. He's unranked. He's
Yeah.
you know, he's not. He's kind of just there. He's kind of like he's the worst of the team. He doesn't have any of the powers that the other ones have.
It sucked
That was his moment of glory.
Yeah.
It sucked that it happened because it was an earthquake that happened.
Yeah, it was like a legit earthquake. I thought it was like an enemy attack at first, but it was like, oh shoot, it was an
No,
earthquake.
it was legit an earthquake that just happened.
And he was struggling to get him out, man. I was like, oh no, man.
He's like,
It's
okay, I'll
coming to this-
sacrifice myself for you,
I-
Maida, because we're a team.
And he was like,
And after Maida already denounced him and everything like that, like, oh man.
And then Maida finally, gave in, and he's like, you know what, you are my friend.
yeah, and
That
like,
whole belt thing too. I was like, oh.
no, and what sucked too was that like Yamagami was like just so nonchalant, like just talking like, hey, remember that like tempura stand we went to and stuff, and like the sunlight was right there, and I'm like,
As he
dude,
was
get
ready
away
to
from
die,
there.
Yeah, he was just trying to remember the good times.
yeah.
You know that belt, man? That belt, I was missing that belt. I got it. Maida said that. I was the one that
Oh
had
yeah,
it.
the bell, yeah.
I was like, oh my god, no, he's gonna die. And then
It's-
what happens? He dies. He
I
dies.
forgot what episode it was, but I'm like, I was predicting something like this would have happened, but like,
I don't. Is it bad that throughout that episode I was just feeling like you could have not died. Like you could just threw the thing off him, right? You didn't have to walk into the light all dramatic like that.
I thought the same thing too, but like
I literally thought like he has like super strength, right? Why doesn't he just grab and just like throw it behind him?
I don't know. It's hard to know because you don't know like how I guess the camera was. It's hard to know where he launched the
viewpoint and stuff.
Viewpoint and stuff. Who knows if there was a lot of room down there?
Not only that, but it could also be interpreted that like maybe it was just his way of just kind of like carrying on because like at this point they've already gone through like 2-3 missions, and like we the audience and plus him already knew that like compared to everybody else that has like these crazy hearing abilities, teleporting abilities. And all
that was
stuff,
upsetting
like,
too.
He's kind of like the worthless one that they don't not that they don't want there, but that he's just like he's the most average normal Joe.
Yeah.
Hey, and he did something heroic at least.
Yeah.
You know.
And you could tell even from that scene where he was talking to his wife that he already accepted death. Like he wasn't, So I think he was just fine with it. He was like, I've accepted it. Like it's okay. This is what I was meant to do in my life.
Yeah. Yeah,
but man, he was one of the best. He's one of my favorite characters too because he was just like normal. Everyone else is like kind of a freak, and they have like super speed or whatever, and he's just like a normal guy. Like he just runs normally. He has a wife.
He's the one that
he doesn't have super hearing. He's just trying to keep on going in this life.
And like besides like the red eyes, like he was the one that looked probably like the most human. Like he was the most normal looking one.
He was human than the actual human.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Then our boy.
The A-class one, he has like the really red eyes all the time.
Yeah.
And then you have the eye patch guy that's like a freak.
We got we have Maida that literally he could be a vampire in a way. The way he acts.
This is a weird guy.
Yeah.
So damn.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens afterward.
He gone.
Yeah. Yamagami's gone though.
He's definitely gone, but we'll see how this goes out. Is Maida gonna really accept his fate?
And then what happened to the other guy?
Kurusu fell. Yeah, he fell down. So he doesn't know like anything will happen, but he's more than likely
he'll be fine.
Yeah, I mean at least he doesn't have to worry about the sun like hitting him. So
that's true.
I feel like we're gonna get something really big with him because they've kind of been like hinting up to like something's gonna happen with him.
Someone that cares about him.
He's the best vampire. He's the most skilled vampire. Stuff like that. And we've seen a little bit of his powers, but not like a crazy amount.
Yeah, so I feel like there's definitely going to be like some kind of reveal or some kind of thing going on with him. So
all we know is that he's just really timid at this point. He doesn't like to fight.
And he has someone that actually cares about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Now we move on to our next anime, Tōkyō Revengers, episode 6. So
me and David actually watched this one together today.
Ooh,
nice. That's exciting.
Yeah. You two got to watch this together.
This episode.
Yeah. It was a. I love this episode because we got backstory for Draken.
Yeah, that was really cool.
That was not cool. His story is not cool.
No, okay.
It's really sad.
The backstory wasn't, but like, come on, him meeting Mikey and stuff. That was cool.
That was the cool thing.
I like the
after that.
Yeah, after that, and then also the tattoo was also pretty cool too, because like
that was cool. In 5th grade, he gets a tattoo on the side of his head.
Come on, man.
He's destined to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But no, the actual backstory is really sad. The fact that like he doesn't know his dad, his mom.
Have a dad. His mom
was a prostitute.
A prostitute. He grew up in brothels with women being weird to him all the time as a kid, stuff like that. Like it wasn't a normal environment that a kid should be brought up in.
That's why he's a gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it kind of helped that like he's been drinking his milk and being super tall and stuff.
Oh yeah, the milk, man.
The milk, man. I made a joke to David that I didn't drink enough milk because I'm short.
You could have been Draken in some other timeline.
I could have been Draken in this.
You know what? Go back in time, man. Go back 10 years.
In time to 2005. I'll drink more milk.
Yep. But yeah,
we see Mikey. Apparently, Mikey's just a really weird kid. He's not like really mean or anything. He just has no fear of anything. Really.
The first time me and Josh saw him, we're like, what?
Yeah.
Is this him?
Yeah, he looks really normal, but he's just like no fear at all of anything.
He looked like a weak kid.
He looks normal, but then up until like he sees like when he sees the gang, when he runs and just like drop kicks it,
and then drop kicks him in the face.
That startup though.
Oh my gosh. That was beautiful.
Yeah.
But I do like the touch though when he was saying like when he was commenting on Draken's like tattoo and like how cool it was. I do like the fact that it cuts to the present and it shows like that, and it shows the fact that he had the same tattoo done on his neck
that's what I told Josh.
Me and David
I told Josh
about
that.
David, about that. Like if that was really him, but that
was him. Yeah, it had to have been him. Yeah.
I thought about it. I was like, he probably once he died, of course, he's gonna remember him by getting the same tattoo.
Yeah, because I could have sworn that he had a tattoo like in the present photos. So it's honestly really nice to see that connection being made.
Well, we're gonna change that.
And also, we didn't I love how we didn't see exactly when Takemichi went back in time. It just happened. It was just like a quick transition.
It's starting to be more. It's starting to flow better. We don't have to see it.
It's being very fluid now.
Yeah.
With it's being seamless, like for the time skips and stuff like that. And I don't know how long this anime is gonna be, but it's like it's getting into its own like.
Its own rhythm and its own flow. Yeah. I also really like another detail I really like about the anime, and I wanted to talk about this last week, but I get to talk about it here. Is the fact that Takemichi not only has to worry about like the time span, like going forth, like whether it's in the past or in the present, but especially in the past because of the fact that Takemichi has to go back and forth to the present every so often. That the other Takemichi from the past takes over basically without any knowledge, and I'm just thinking
the other Takemichi's kind of a weirdo and doesn't really like we saw with the Hina situation when he apparently just left.
Oh my god!
He's like, I don't want to be here anymore.
Well, I have a feeling maybe later on, like maybe like future like. Towards like later on the episodes where the future people are gonna say, hey, this is him from the past at this point.
Yeah,
right. They're gonna recognize it for sure.
They're gonna recognize it.
I feel like now, especially with the fluid transformation, I feel like we're gonna get to the point where especially if he saves Draken, it's going to be really evident because that is the first person that he will have saved that will live on in the future.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
I'm really interested to see what happens because
this is technically
we already know that the past and future move at the same time. So what's going to happen if he saves Draken and then suddenly Draken just shows up in the
thing
present?
That's wild about it though is that he doesn't know when to save them. It's hard to know when because he's trying his best. Like throughout the 2 episodes that passed, he's looking everywhere. He's like, is it gonna happen here? Is it gonna happen there?
Yeah,
like throughout the whole episode,
a lot of anxiety about it because he's like, and even in this one we saw, apparently Draken is supposed to die August 3rd from this, but that would only happen if the Mobius conflict happened at the right time, and it's happening early.
That's what's crazy about it because the whole Takemichi in general, he's just even Draken noticed him like for a second when he was in the back, but Takemichi's just thinking every single time like what's gonna happen, and then when it comes to the group itself coming towards them during this time, he's like, oh damn, what am I gonna do? They're about to throw down. What can I do to stop this fight?
I can't stop the conflict because Draken can't die. I want to save him.
And what sucks even more is that like because of the fact that this is adult Takemichi and kid Takemichi's body, and like adult Takemichi hasn't fought in general for like 10 years. He's like completely out of practice when it comes to fighting.
Yeah, he just gets beat up. All the time.
Like I think it's safe to say that like if and when he goes back to the present, that child Takemichi probably has a better shot in like fighting than adult Takemichi does when he goes back to the past.
So that's what's crazy. So what's gonna happen now? How is he gonna stop this?
I'm very interested because none of us have read the manga, so if
No.
anyone's watching this thinking like knowing what's gonna happen, please don't post in the comments or anything because we're like really figuring out like
we're going through the mindset of like this is our first exposure. We're not we haven't we know of like the legacy that like the manga has and like how good it is, but nothing further. Like we don't know anything that's gonna happen, so it's all new to us.
But I'm just interested to see how the mechanics work too, because like I said, let's say if he does save Draken, but time is moving like parallel to each other. Will Draken just randomly show up in the real world and everyone's like, what the hell's going on? You know, he was dead.
We have to see that.
No. But here's the thing,
no,
Josh.
But doesn't life continue? I guess.
No. That's the thing I wanted to say. Is that like what you said earlier, where like Draken would be like the first one? Technically, not really, because Draken is the second person because
he'll be second.
He would be second because the first one that Takemichi ever saved was Naoto.
Yup.
Oh.
Naoto was the first person he saved because Naoto was the one because Naoto in the original timeline, Naoto died.
Yep.
With
Hina. That's why the whole handshake was a thing now.
Yeah.
So do you think like maybe when they come back, like do you think Draken maybe will have like the handshake thing because they'll be aware that something happened? Because we know that Akun was aware of something happening,
right?
As well when he was when
you
he
know
was
what?
talking to Takemichi.
Yes, maybe.
So some of them are they're becoming aware that Takemichi's altering time.
Yeah.
So maybe Draken will become one of the people that can do the handshake thing.
And then his friend too as well. Remember how he said, "Oh, I think."
Akun, yeah.
Akun, yeah. Oh, that whole Akun thing too with the bike.
You know when they're on the bike and he's like, "Hey, what do you want to be when you grow up?"
I felt so bad because like he watched his friend die and now he's right there and he's just like trying to enjoy the little moment with him.
He's trying to change
What's wrong with you, man?
Yeah.
But he's like trying to say, you gotta make sure it happens. Live your dream.
It's like, damn.
This is such a good anime.
It really is. This is one of the most intriguing anime of the season, and we don't even like it's shrouded in mystery too because we don't even know how long it's gonna be.
No, the funny thing is it's not tagged as mystery. It's action, drama, school, and shonen.
I mean, it's all of those.
Mystery though,
but it's mystery.
Yeah,
there is mystery to this.
But yeah, no, as you all can see, we're all super into it. Just can't wait, and like, hey, even if this goes on for 12, 24, or whatever, we'll be in it for the ride.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh man.
But yeah, now we move on to our next anime.
That's why I said, "Oh no."
I know. Joran, the Princess of Snow and Blood, episode 7.
This show.
No, hold on.
Off the rails.
The thing is that I want this show to do good, but it's so bad.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
It is. Bad. We're like, you know, the funny thing was that like, okay, I don't think I mentioned this in the podcast, but like when we were on episode 3, I had my doubts because like I don't know why, but for some reason like
I feel like the story in general could have worked so well, but the thing is that it's so pushed.
Yeah,
that it doesn't make you care.
The pacing is wonky.
I don't
care about no one.
I don't care about any of the characters.
like this episode, we had like so many characters are dying, and I'm just like, oh.
I would have cared about the guy. He was kind of cool. He was a cool dude. But
the teacher?
But he just died, and I'm like,
he just died in his only episode that he was ever in, and he just died. And it's
I feel like I would have cared. I would have cared a little bit more if they had extended some of these scenes, like more. This show should have been like longer. Cause, damn, so upsetting watching this show.
Yeah, it's a tragedy in its own right. And then like Makoto comes in out of nowhere. Like she's being like Sawa's protector, but at the same time she's like ruining their life now. It's just
she's annoying now.
Yeah,
those drugs got to her too much.
Yeah.
Oh man, this like I'm just. The whole ending scene just was like a blur to me. Like I have no idea what was like even going on.
She's
like,
a monster now.
She's gonna die, of course.
The main girl is like transforming with the blood, and it's just I don't like. Oh man, I'm lost. I'm really lost with the show.
Well, those damn rock blue things are her bloods.
The blue blood pills,
I know that, but it's just like I would have loved if they even just one episode of showing them live a normal life, just one, and I think that it could have got back on track. But we had them like 10 minutes of them living a normal life, and apparently it's been months, and then it's just like back to, you know, the guy's like, we gotta get, I want Sawa to have revenge again, so I'm gonna kill everything she cares about so that she can come back. It's like
so stupid.
Yeah, this show's too much fast forward, man. That's what's upsetting about it.
And then the dude, like he just seems so one note. Like I was actually interested in the long haired guy. Again, I don't even care about names at this point, but like, the guy that like the guy that brought up
the head of the assassin.
Yeah, the head of the organization. Like, I was actually kind of interested in him, like for the first couple episodes, but now it's just like, why even bother?
Like, where's Sawa?
That's him.
Where's Sawa? We need to kill her or whatever. We have to capture her.
Yeah.
Because you know what I was thinking of? David, I was thinking he was gonna be kind of like the Laurent type character from.
Oh, okay, yeah.
From Great Pretender. I was thinking he was gonna be like that type of character, but he has like none of the charm, none of the charisma, or like anything like that going on with him. Like Josh is right. Like he's just one note, just like all the other characters. So yeah,
every character is just. It feels like it doesn't feel like it's not like a story. It doesn't feel like these characters are living through a story. It just seems like you have a bad theatrical play, and all the characters are like rushing through their lines.
Yeah. They are the characters, but the thing's moving so fast that at that point you're not caring at all. It's like if you were to put a movie on and you're on fast forward and you're watching the movie on fast forward.
It's like those videos where it's like, watch Shrek in like 5 minutes, and it's just the movie extremely fast forward, and you can't catch anything. That's what this show is.
Also, I want to say that like so like going back to Mars Red, you know how like we were talking about like how the reporter was basically like that one like lighthearted character that like you could kind of like latch on to because of just how like dreary like the story is. So this story, like, you know, we've already mentioned this a couple of times, is Asahi, but like she's not like an actual legit like lighthearted character, because like she also has a tragic backstory, and then she also had that whole underlying thing where she wanted to kill Sawa, but now she doesn't want to kill Sawa.
It went too fast. Like I said, it was going too fast at that point. Everything was like within one episode. She cared, and then a little bit didn't care, and then killed her, and then came back. Oh, she cares. I'm like, how can you do that within one episode and just you're not, your audience is not caring at some points.
So at this point,
like, for me, Joran was my favorite character, and she ended up just Asawa, and
now she's just one note again. I was starting to get attached to her because she was like, she wants to live a normal life now. She doesn't want to do her thing anymore. But now it's just like, she's gonna be back to revenge again, because
she's gonna be uninteresting again, basically.
They would have gave us like two episodes, 3 episodes there. You know, her living her life. Like, that's when I would have cared more, even more.
Yeah, like we're not upset. Like we're not upset that like we got to this point like at all. It's the fact that we got to this point so fast. Like this is like.
Oh, this is why I wanted to bring that up. I don't like when they push anime. We had this problem with Promised Neverland.
Oh God.
This is
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You're right.
We're getting hit with Promised Neverland speed.
Yeah, and it sucks too, because like Promised Neverland, like we were already too deep in to be like, all right, let's stop. We were like, no, let's just finish it. We only have like 2 more episodes. It's the same thing with Joran.
Yeah, but this started from the beginning.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see kind of what happens with Makoto.
Yeah,
is she gonna die? Probably.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
But let's stop talking about that and move on to a good anime now. SSSS DYNAZENON episode 7.
All right. I'm divided with this show so much.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
What's up?
I hate the fact that why is this show like why is this show DYNAZENON? Why is this you know, the SSS thing? I feel like half the time it's not you know, Gridman or DYNAZENON or like stuff like that.
I actually agree with you, David.
This
that
time
brings up a good point. Like, I love this show, but not for the fact that it's mecha.
It's a good show.
I would hate this show if I was a mecha fan.
Like, with Gridman, it had a balance between both of them.
Mm-hmm.
This show doesn't have it no more.
Yeah.
This has it like...
It might as well just be like...
It could have...
a character-driven story.
Yeah, this could have been like a high school thing. Or this could have been setting on different... settings, you know.
Yeah, like the thing
you could even keep like the kaiju theme and stuff like that, but just like make it like, instead of having the characters directly involved with it, which they pretty much aren't even directly involved with it anymore, you could just have it from the outside, like how the world is affected by them and stuff like that, and have the characters react to like each of them. But
so
this show, I love this show.
That's the reason. That's the reason I hate the show and love the show at the same time.
Yeah. The only time where like the actual battles actually have like where the actual battles actually have like actual weight to kind of like the environment around the characters and stuff is when the manager's husband was actually caught in the debris.
Yes, this episode finally did something.
Yeah, it's
funny because we're talking about like from viewpoints, right? Like about the characters and like how they view the world and stuff like that. It's something that I love and like kind of am upset with the show at the same time, because basically what the show is saying is like the characters aren't affected personally, so you don't even see the damage at all.
There you go. That's the thing.
Affected.
That's the thing I don't like. I'm like,
the damage almost never matters.
It never matters, and unless it's affecting the character. Like the only reason we even saw the damage in the first place was because Koyomi was like debating whether or not to save him because he was really upset at the manager for leading him on. And you know, I love that. I think that's great about the show, but like David said, this show isn't even a mecha at this point. Like
I feel like
its own genre.
I feel like
for any mecha fan, I would hate this. I would absolutely hate this if I was like a mecha fan and I came into it thinking it was gonna be mecha.
David, you were saying?
I felt like the writer for the show just like, you know what? Let's put it aside.
Just put the mecha stuff aside.
Yeah, they're like, oh, we have mecha elements, but this show isn't mecha.
So speaking of
but
mecha,
this episode did.
Yeah, this episode did because because of course Grid Knight shows up. Now here's the thing. I want to ask you guys. This is anti-grown up, right?
It looks like it.
It is.
I
think it is anti-grown up.
Watching it, we're debating that, but I firmly believe it is.
I think it's anti. So I think it's safe to say from here on we can just call him anti, right?
Yeah, he has the same mannerisms, and also his his
assistant
partner,
reminds me of
from Gridman too.
The short girl.
Oh, the short green-haired girl, right?
Yeah.
She was she looked like a bum in Gridman. Here she's like super proper, but then again, I feel like time has passed because
it's been a long time since Gridman. Like as you can see from Grown Up and stuff like that, it's been like probably about 20 years.
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that, yeah. Because like Auntie is basically like a full-grown adult, and he has the same.
Auntie was like he looked like he was 6 or 7.
He looked cool as though.
Yeah. He did honestly.
He looks sick, man. His outfit too. Awesome.
Oh yeah,
Oh, with the suit and tie and everything.
Yeah. He's such a badass.
I love the fact that he came in saying, "Hey, I'm just here to take down the kaijus. All right, I don't care about you guys.
I thought you guys were a kaiju. We were going to take you down."
He attacked them.
That's what's cool.
But yeah, this show is I love this show, but for the wrong reasons.
and you know what? You're right to say that, because it's I feel the same way too. David does. We all do. That the fights aren't really that interesting.
Yeah, just with Auntie, you know, when he came in, I don't know. I think it's the suit itself or something like that. I don't know. That's when the action pops in. Well,
yeah, there was a few action scenes, and it looks like we're getting a little bit of an arc now, like with the kaiju and stuff. Like they finally found a kaiju that was like really strong that they wanted to keep.
Right, yeah, and the fact that like Mujina got like super duper like involved now, it's like
and Mujina's like a totally different character now, and even the red haired guy who's like super aggressive is like, what's wrong with you? Like, are you okay? And like she's like so like aggressive now.
Yeah,
and that's why we're I said like finally, I guess this episode in general we got a sense of, I guess, the SS DYNAZENON kind of thing.
Yeah,
where of the show.
The robots get the robot got affected now.
And now we know that the kaiju eugenists actually want to wipe out humanity. So I think that's a little bit of a big deal, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. This episode was good in like establishing a point to all this. Like all the other episodes are phenomenal in terms of just pure character building, but this episode actually like kind of gives some stake in the world, because otherwise we're like, okay, with these kaiju eugenicists, who are they? Well, I don't know who they are. We don't even know who Galma is really. He's like he's going after a girl. He wants to see a girl again. We learned a little bit more about that too.
This episode gave us a lot of care. Like everyone actually communicated at once. You know, we got everything from every character and stuff.
Speaking of communication and stuff and like kind of reactions, I was actually surprised that like Yomogi reacted the way he did when like when Minami was talking about her sister.
Oh, when he cried?
Yeah, I'm like, holy damn.
Because he cares about her.
He does, yeah.
He does. He really likes her. Like I'd even say that he loves her at this point. That's why with her. He's followed her on all of her. He wants to see her find the end of the story, and as viewers, we want to see her get.
That's why I said last episode the way he pushed is because he didn't, you know, he didn't know what to do.
It wasn't like to be like creepy or anything like that. It was because he legitimately cared for her.
He legitimately cares for her, and you can kind of get the sense that Minami also cares for him too, because she really values what he's doing. You know, she asked him, "Can you come with me again to all these?"
Oh my god! And when like
and keep supporting me.
And like at the end of that scene where like he was like, I'm gonna go get ice cream, and she's like, I'll come with you too. I'm like,
I know, that was really cute, because before she pretty much every other time in the show she just, you know, lets him do his thing. Like, if like even at the water park and everything like that, they're never like connected, but at that point I felt like they're on the same page now.
And
so now we
both have feelings for each other.
I feel like the development is starting to happen now, because we got from different characters development too.
Yeah, and like speaking of development. I was gonna say, speaking of development, man, Koyomi, like I'm so glad that he's like, all right, you know what? I'm over her now. I don't want to have to deal with her anymore. Literally, she was like,
up on her.
I'm so
in
happy.
the middle of a conversation. That was awesome, man. That was
super happy about that. Yeah.
That was awesome. Yeah, she was talking to him like, "Oh, me and my husband, we realized how close we have to get." And he's just like, "Bump."
Yep, I'm done. Give me a lollipop.
Give me the lollipop crunch.
All we need now is Yomogi to be like, "All right, I quit," and then we're set. We're golden.
Yeah.
No, go away.
Yeah. So finally, our actual team is developing even more.
Finally, I agree with David. Finally, we're getting, you know, we got really good individual character development for the first 6 episodes, but finally now we're getting like them like working together because it always felt like there was like, instead of a team, and they even acted like this when they fought too, it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different characters just like being forced together.
Yeah.
But now we see with this episode specifically with, you know, Yomogi's relationship with Minami improving a lot. You know, Koyomi forgetting, kind of like letting go of the girl. You know, Galma opening up to Koyomi.
Oh, that was funny.
Her.
When they were talking together.
Yeah. That was
we're
cool.
finally seeing them like, okay,
bond.
You know, let's be friends now. You know.
Yeah. So.
That's what they needed. They needed the bond as a group.
Yeah.
Yep. The friendship always wins. That's what we needed the most. But I'm glad, like, with the direction this is going. Like, I feel like we're actually going somewhere, and that's what we want. And hopefully we get to actually see like more elaboration on like if this is actually anti or not. Because,
I'm glad also that
I'm pretty sure.
You know, they're taking you know, they're still not getting rid of like it's not a complete tone shift. Like they slowly built up to this moment, but they're still not forgetting all the character development they did for the first 6 episodes. Like it's now not just suddenly all like action packed and crazy and we forgot everything, you know, about Minami and Yomogi's relationship. Like it's still slow, but it's just a little bit more of a story.
Yeah, so
again, probably the most interesting show of the season. We love it for not necessarily what
not the right reasons.
What it was, but we love the show. It's like it's unique. It's definitely a completely different writing style to pretty much everything that comes out now. Like
exactly, I 110% agree with you. So we'll see where this leads into, and again, it's just great show. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And the next anime we're going to be talking about is Vivy Fluorite Ice Song, episode 8. Now.
Oh, Lord.
All right, so we can't beat around the bush. We got to talk about like the lead up to that ending. Oh my goodness, that plot twist.
Antonio?
I knew it was going to happen.
Antonio.
But I didn't know how.
Yeah, like
I was nowhere going to think that Antonio that was out of nowhere. I'm like, what?
No, I mean for me, I knew that she didn't just commit suicide.
I knew
that something forced her to do it.
Yeah, there had to be something, like some other outside force.
Because I remembered what happened with the ship and how Matsumoto misinterpreted that as her crashing it, but it actually was, you know, a planned thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That happened before, and she didn't just because every time Matsumoto says, "Oh, there's like a defective AI that does something new and stuff like that," he's always wrong. He's about it.
You're right, he is. I think the only time he actually got right was the first incident, but that was because of the fact that was like the legit first incident that ever happened. There was no kind of like time tampering or anything that happened at that point.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused with the guy I hate. Is that him?
Okay,
yes,
so
it is,
I think
believe.
So.
Is it a clone?
He just cleaned himself up.
Clean himself?
But it's like it's 60
it's been,
years.
Yeah,
though.
It's been a lot of years.
It's been like because it's confirmed that this is 60.
He looks younger. It's weird. Maybe, but it is him because at the very end when he has her trapped, he says it's been a long time.
That's the thing. I feel like he probably converted himself into like an autonomous AI.
Think so.
Yeah.
So I feel like
we got the whole ending scene where he's like talking with his piano teacher and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
well, that was his past. We finally got his whole past. Oh no, not his whole past, but
not his whole past, but like snippets of his past and stuff.
Yeah.
So I do think that he probably converted himself into like an autonomous AI, because it is like, again, it's been like 60 plus years since the beginning of the series. And I feel like
that little place was his ship or something, because it looked crazy. I was like, what? What's she strapped on?
It looked pretty crazy, yeah.
What is happening here?
But anyway, going back to Ophelia and stuff, like that was crazy. Like it's good. It's really cool that we get introduced to like more different types of AI that's not just like human looking ones. Like we have one that's like literally all about like sound management and like all that stuff. So that was cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. And the whole Antonio thing, none of us saw it coming.
No.
But there was a foreshadowing thing because Ophelia was like, he randomly shut off.
Yeah.
And it didn't give us any clues that he was inside of her, but Vivy was saying, Diva was saying that she had a distressed look on her face, and then when she talked to Ophelia, she was like, I'm not distressed at all.
Double personality now.
Yeah, it's like a double personality thing going on, and none of us saw it coming. But now looking back at the episode, it's like there were very subtle signs.
There were signs.
Very subtle.
I enjoy Diva now.
Yeah. I think Diva's new
personality
now. It's crazy.
Yeah, like Diva's new personality is really entertaining to watch, especially like how she goes at it with Matsumoto and stuff.
He's funny with both of them. Both of them are funny now.
Yeah, because before it was like, because Diva like was very like stoic. Like she didn't like display much emotion or anything like that. She was very much like the straight man to like a lot of what Matsumoto was saying. But now they can kind of like bounce off each other with each other's personality and everything. So that's really
I like her new personality. But we also discover the malfunction Matsumoto was talking about was her killing herself.
Mm-hmm.
So that actually made me like, that was a really not like a hard moment to watch, but it was like a really like, it kind of made my blood run cold when I saw that, because they never said anything about it. They never, you know, talked about it. They just called it a malfunction. But to like see that image of her with the hole in her face, knowing that she like took the gun and did that because of what happened and everything, it's sad.
Mm-hmm.
And now she's like a completely different person. They just rebuilt her,
kind of. No, kind of. Remember, he said that you're still the same person in the way you're talking to me. You're still the same person.
But I think it affects it affects the situation kind of differently, because Diva still refers to her old personality as like a different person though.
Yeah, as her.
Yeah, she's
like it's like in the third person. Like she's not.
Yeah, like what was Vivy like?
Yeah, she doesn't have any memory of that. She said it was me, but she never refers to it as me.
Remember,
what was I doing? It's always, what was she doing?
She got memory back when he looked at the guy.
Yeah, like it was flooding back, but we don't know.
It was flooding back, but it's not. It wasn't enough to say, "Oh, that's me." It was just like,
not
who I remember.
Yeah, not to her. I mean herself, but she got memories of the guy.
Oh, like when she like right before she got shot, like with the gun.
No, not that. With the guy I hate.
Oh yeah.
She got memories of that.
But
that's true.
Saw him in the crowd.
That's true. Yeah. So, but I mean, I guess it's still not like fully like compiled or anything like that.
She'll get it.
It's not Vivy.
She'll get it back.
It's not Vivy anymore. It might be the same type of personality, but you have to remember they literally like she was gone, like dead. So they basically just like they gave her the mission, and they said they gave her like a vague probably outline of her personality, and we're like, okay, we'll see what happens here. And now we get a sassy kind of different diva instead of a very prim proper one like we had before.
Regardless if she does get like her original personality back.
I'm not saying to get her personality.
Not personality,
back,
but like the memories
of that. She'll probably redeem them. For me, I think in general, she might get them back.
Okay.
She might.
There's later a possibility. I don't know about that unless like something shocks her brain or something. She has a little bit, but it feels like it's really foggy, like a bit like amnesia almost. Like you remember snippets when you see them, but I don't know if she'll actually recover like full memory of her. Like she'll refer to Vivy as herself and like remember everything about Vivy or anything like that.
That's your 2 cents.
Yeah, that's my 2 cents.
What might happen? Because again, we're still in the past. So if you guys are,
this is predictions.
Yeah. So if any of you guys are watching this like after the season ended or anything like that, just don't hold that to us because we're not there yet.
It's a prediction.
Predictions. This show's almost over too. So this will be the one of the next ones that are. It's coming to a close. We're getting to the last.
That's true. Like 4 more episodes, right?
Yeah, there's 4 more episodes of it, and it doesn't feel like it because we've been on this journey for a few like 8 weeks now. But
I'm gonna miss
it's been it's been a journey, and for an original anime series, it's been stellar so far.
Yeah. Compared to like ReZero, this show has more like popping in outfit wise. There's a lot of like outfit types, like a lot of designs.
Oh yeah,
like,
there is.
They really like Wit Studio, and the creator was just like ReZero has everyone wearing the same thing all the time.
Yeah.
And that makes the characters relatable because there's a lot more characters in ReZero, so you can easily identify them. But for this one, they're like, we're gonna give Diva like a ton of creative, beautiful looking outfits.
Yeah.
That and also the atmosphere around it too. With the eyes, of course. Even with
oh my goodness, with the stills, with the stills and stuff that they show off for like the characters and stuff, where you can see the robotic detail and stuff. That's really good. That never gets old.
Gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous anime. Wit Studio did themselves definitely with this anime with like not just the eyes, but like just the world too. Like there's like the color tone and everything is like so sharp and vibrant, and there's like so much creative use of shadows and everything like that.
Yeah, like I want to say like again, like this anime's not over yet, but I want to say like of all of all their original anime productions that they made, you know, Cabinet of the Iron Fortress, Great Pretender, and this one. It's not over yet, but you know, I'm still counting Vivy. I don't think I've seen like a Wit Studio like production that I'm like, I don't like enjoy myself. That I was disappointed or anything. Yeah. Like all of them have been like really like just enjoyable. So like now it's like if I see like a Wit if I see like Wit Studio make like an original anime, I'm gonna be looking forward to that. Same.
Yeah, it always looks amazing.
I had my doubt in the beginning because of the author himself. Like,
the ReZero author, because of the fact he also made the other anime that we saw like a few seasons ago.
Kind of bad.
Siguru, yeah.
We saw the entirety of that one, yeah.
Yeah, so I thought after hearing that from you guys, I thought like, oh man, okay, the ReZero author's a one-hit wonder. Like he's not like no Nisio Isin where they can put out like good shows all the time, or like good piece of media all the time.
No, thankfully he hit it out of the park with this one.
He hit it out of the park, and you know, Vivy's underrated. Like there's not a lot of people watching the show, so if you guys haven't seen it, definitely go watch the show because it's
watch the show.
It's beautiful, and it's not like too complex like DYNAZENON is or anything like that. It's just like it's a good watch in general.
It doesn't have to be, you know. It can be its own thing and just watchable in its own right.
Yeah, because this one likes to solve things within that same episode, you know.
Yeah, they like to create a problem and then give a solution very very soon after that, which I like. It gives consistency. You know, when you see something you don't understand, you're like, oh, they're gonna explain it.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, moving on to our next anime. Oh my goodness. Move on to Your Eternity, episode 5.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna let David speak because this is David's show.
David, go ahead.
Damn, this whole episode was nerve-wracking, sad. A ton of emotions came, anger, everything, man.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Of course, the sound in this show never down, like completely goes down. It always amps up the whole scenery. And jeez. Ooh.
How do you want to approach this?
I don't know.
It was a tough watch. Honestly,
it was a tough watch.
You know, if I'm okay to speak for David a little bit, I know when I was watching this, I knew.
No, I knew. I had that feeling too. I knew that something's gonna happen.
They were throwing.
I knew something was gonna happen in March.
Yeah.
And Rabbi knows I spoil myself sometimes. I accidentally spoil myself with who he becomes, our alien guy.
Yeah.
And it said that he becomes March, so I knew she was gonna pass. I didn't know when it was gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I wasn't expecting it this soon, and because I thought it was gonna happen after, you know, as a sacrifice.
Yeah.
I thought that was when she was gonna die and he was gonna, you know, but no, man.
No, they had to throw in a few more episodes in where you got to learn more about March and her wanting to grow up and
to be a mom. Oh no.
Her message.
Can I just say that death scene where like March comes back and she's with all of her family?
Oh, and she grows up too.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, that was to me one of the most realistic.
And that whole scene too.
When she was like trying to prevent like Perona from like, you know, killing herself.
Yeah. Yeah. I wanted to say real quick that I think that was one of the most realistic displays of, unfortunately, child death I've ever seen, because as a child you don't comprehend death. Like you don't know what's really happening. Like she just kind of says I'm dying, but to see her like try to interact with the world again as she was passing on was so sad, because she's a kid. She doesn't really fully comprehend the length of it, you know, the severity of what happened to her.
I love the scene where what was the alien's name again? Uchi, when I guess he in a way was in the afterlife in a way that sensed her at the same time to stop.
He was able to resonate. Yeah, he was able to resonate with her in the afterlife and stuff. And so he was able
to grab her knife as she was gonna kill herself.
He made the face.
He made the face.
He made a face that March would make.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh damn.
This season,
it's hard to talk about this show sometimes.
When she says to him, she's like, You're really, I hate you so much for keeping me in this world. Oh, my heart. Oh, that hurt so bad.
And then the whole sister thing and her talking about like, oh, I'm gonna save you, and at the end she didn't get to say.
You know,
and that the bow and arrow towards the end too. I was like, she didn't do it because she knew.
Yeah.
She knew.
Like, honestly,
live your life.
Know, that the probably the worst scene, like in terms of sadness for me, was when March just passes away and you know Fushi's off destroying the others, destroying everything around him in rage.
She's holding her in her hands and stuff like that.
Yeah, she holds her in her hands and then she's like smiling and all happy and stuff like that, and you don't expect what's gonna happen. She's just holding her, but she just like she falls off the train, doesn't care about herself, and she's like falls and rolls, and then she just gets up and she's like, March, we're going home, and then she goes up and grabs the knife and goes to kill herself. It's like, oh.
And then when she goes to the parents too, man. Oh, damn it! It was so upsetting to.
Yeah.
Jeez, that was.
Dude, this episode, man. This show is gonna. We're gonna have a lot of podcasts like this.
Yeah.
I feel like with this show.
It's just pure pain, but the show is. It knows how to get their audience so badly.
I know it's I love this show because. I'm a big character guy, and this show is literally about.
It's literally about characters, yeah.
Literally about a character just developing through everything in life, trials, tribulations, death, life.
Literally started out as a rock.
Everything.
You know how I said earlier, a while ago, where don't bring real life to anime in a way. This brought the real life with the anime.
No, it did. It did it on purpose, and it did it in a spectacular way. Cause oh my god,
this show feels like humanity itself, honestly.
Yeah,
like it just feels like
the worst of it and
living.
The worst of it and the best of it as well.
The worst of it and the best of it. Like a few episodes ago, we had Fushi, getting fed by a human for the first time, learning how to eat like a human, stuff like that, and now he just experienced loss for the first time.
Yeah,
like severe loss. Like he lost the first time with the boy, but it didn't have the impact that March's death does.
Yeah, because he went out of control. He went insane. He went monster mode. He went exactly what the bear did before.
Yeah,
where he went out of control. The only way he stopped was with what's her name?
Perona.
Perona told her, "Let's go home. Come on."
Yeah,
we're done.
And it just showed that he's learning like human contact. Like he's not just the alien the alien doesn't know how to do anything and just like wanders around. And he actually has things he cares about now.
Yeah. He at the end he climbs up in the tree and takes one of the plants those things off. I was like, oh man, no.
He's like I said, this show is literally all about character development, and I love that. I love character development.
Now, one thing that I really like, I can't wait to watch like the more the later episodes for is like what happened with like the guys the guys from Janome, the ones from the lady, the short-haired lady and stuff.
Crazy
like what happened.
lady.
Yeah.
The crazy lady she's
basically a zombie now.
Psychotic now.
Yeah.
Hopefully she dies.
Yeah.
She's lost her mind at this point. Honestly, when the face she made when she got her hand shot, and you could see all the scars.
She didn't even care she got shot.
Yeah. She didn't care. None of them did.
She was like, it's just, man. Now she's gonna be Fushi's #1 enemy like all the time now. Like that it's gonna be like Moby Dick and the White Whale. Like she's just gonna hunt him down.
He ain't gonna die.
He can't die though. You're right.
Yeah, that's for an anime that has like constant death and everything. Like all the major characters and stuff. The main character plot twist can't die.
Yeah, and it even at the very end, when like it's sad because like he witnesses all this death, but he kind of lives on their spirit. Like he, the narrator at the end was like, he takes a bit of their soul every time when he interacts with them, and he took March's soul, climbing the tree and stuff like that.
Yeah.
his humanity increases just.
Yeah, because he did the eye thing again.
Yeah.
When he stopped the suicide.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so he's I see it as their souls are just transferring to him, kind of a little bit.
It kind of gave me that same vibe as the slime anime, the isekai one. What is it?
I know which one you're talking about, like the reincarnated as a slime.
Yeah,
that one. But like you know what this one reminds me of though in terms of tone and everything, David.
Oh, what is it?
Dororo.
Oh yeah.
Because remember how actually too, because like especially when March was still alive, like the little girl falling around the a kind of a mute guy who's kind of just
Yakimaru.
Like doesn't really have humanity and stuff like that.
Yeah. Except like with that one, it's mostly like it's not determined by like what people or whoever dies. It's more so based off of like what demons he killed. But in a sense, like it still has like the same character growth where it's like you basically start from like nothing, but then by the end of it, you're basically like a whole person now.
Yeah, because he's I guess the alien and himself is growing. I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. Again, we can. This season in general just has so many bangers. Like it's just.
Really. There's like about 4 or 5 shows that I have like that are like easy 7, 8, or 9s.
This show in particular, I had no like, it was on top no matter what.
Yeah, you were so excited for this show. That's why it's your show. You get first dibs on talking about it.
Yeah, at least you got your best ones fulfilled. Unfortunately, Omar still has yet to get his. So. It's okay, Omar. You'll get your day. All right, and then now moving on to the next anime, we got My Hero Academia, Season 5, Episode 8. So this one, me and David can agree that like this one's finally
was actually really good. I enjoyed it.
It was better than all the other episodes this season. Actually, we got the character development of Todoroki. We found out that he's like not invincible.
Yeah.
Ida also got like really cool. He has a super cool power now. And he's like super sonic fast.
The tune-up was like, that looked painful when he was like taking out those.
Take out his mufflers and put stronger ones in his legs.
No, but I like that he still keeps his brother's memories and
ingenium.
Yeah. So he wants him to he wants to save people before he's not focused on the mission more than he focused on his group or his teammates.
And I want to say that like the battle itself, like it ends towards in the end it ends in a draw, but I feel like the draw makes a lot of sense. Like it wasn't like the last battle where they were like, oh man, I won, but I didn't feel like I won, even though they didn't lose anybody.
They were cool with each other.
Yeah, this one actually felt like really cool. Like they were both like giving it their all, and it didn't feel like they like none of them like held their punches in.
Yeah,
like
everyone had their punch, everyone had their hits. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
there's only one thing in this episode that kind of annoyed me.
What's up?
And I've been noticing that it's been popping up in anime. It's that girl's speech, man. I couldn't take her seriously.
Oh, the dance. Me and Ravi were talking about this earlier.
Okay,
yeah.
I forgot because the thing is that I read the manga.
I thought it was not English.
I read the manga for this, so there was nothing. Because I think they mentioned in the backstory that like she was like American or something like that.
Yeah, she's like. I knew that definitely she was like an American, but like to hear a Japanese person put on a weird accent is just so funny to me.
I think in terms of English, this is like probably the worst.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it did not sound like English at all. The other character literally had to say, oh man, I hate it when she speaks English. And I'm like,
they should have just what? She should have just continued talking Japanese.
Yeah.
But even her Japanese, like,
it sounded
I wish
like
they
so
just
fake.
made her fluent in Japanese because like to listen to her have this weird like broken Japanese from a Japanese person is
it's weird.
It's just weird, man.
It's really weird. It sounded like super uncanny. It kind of reminded me of I know you guys probably haven't seen it, but Ranma 1/2 like has like a couple Chinese characters that like have like a weird Chinese accent to their Japanese, even though even though the voice actors are Japanese, it sounds really weird. This reminds me of the same thing, but with English.
I think the best time where we actually liked the whole language barrier swap was with The Great Pretender.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, we brought up Great Pretender like what 3 times now.
Yeah, Great Pretender.
I still haven't seen it.
You're gonna love it. There's a lot of.
You get around.
There's a lot.
I think I'll like it too. It's right up my alley. You know? It takes place in Hollywood, baby.
No. There's a lot of character development in that show. There's a lot of you know. A lot of character involvement, and you know it's a big group, but they know how to plan everything.
Yeah, they know how to like talk things out and everything. But yeah, no, the thing that David was talking about though is their English, because their English actually sounds like pretty good. If you watch the English dub, if you watch the Japanese dub for the show.
No, English or Japanese, they would flop them.
They
would use the English people for the English part, and then the Japanese part for the Japanese part.
Because
that's great actually.
If you go,
because like, you know, if you want 2 fluent characters and just get 2 fluent speakers.
They do, and like and like the French too. Like they also have like French speakers as well. Like I don't speak French myself, but like I can tell like, okay, this sounds pretty legit.
Yeah, like I know we're talking a lot about this, but we really did like the episode.
This episode was good.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just weird. And I wanted like a PSA to all the other anime like careers. If you're gonna have like an Americanized person in your anime, like try to at least have them fluent, because it doesn't sound right when they're clearly putting on they're clearly speaking English, and then they're speaking weird Japanese.
Now, now, Josh, question: would you say that like Cypher the video was probably like a better example of like a Japanese character speaking English?
I don't know if anyone knows what that is anymore.
Well, yes, regardless, but basically that was like the only major problem, but like everything else was like really solid.
Otherwise, pretty decent episode. I don't have any complaints. We got some more character development with Endeavor and Todoroki. You know, Todoroki's finally accepting his fire side.
Oh, that was cool. I love that. I think they put at least a little bit more effort onto their animation there. I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, the animation in this episode was like leagues above the other ones. Like they really went all out for Todoroki. That fight against Tetsu and Todoroki was like, wow, that was good animation.
Like it kind of puts you like on either side pretty much, because it's like Tetsu, like for the longest time, like, you know, back at the sports festival or whatever, like he was just kind of known as like the knockoff of like
Kirishima.
Kirishima. Kirishima.
Yeah.
He was basically like the knockoff of him, but like here he's actually his own thing, you know.
Yeah, and you know, that's another thing I actually, you know, we rip on My Hero Academia a lot, you know, but
it's because
one thing it does good is like, especially with like all the training arcs they have, you notice that even though we didn't see like 1B training, they actually, like, we see them improved from the festival. Like Tetsu is like way stronger than he was at the festival. Way stronger. He could keep up with Todoroki now.
Yeah, like they could actually be able to like kind of go toe and toe, and that's kind of like the thing I like, is the fact that like there's development on like both sides. It just sucks that we don't get to see Team B as often.
I know.
Yeah, it's because that's the thing. They focus on
Team A
way
Class
too
A,
much to even care about the other ones.
And
even though other people care. There's people that care about these characters, you know.
I also feel like My Hero Academia, as much as I think I don't really love the show. I don't think it's like horrible. It's definitely like a beginner shonen show.
Yeah.
But I think that they focus on the wrong things a little too much. Like I would have loved to see a little bit more development with 1B, but instead of like developing 1B as like, you know, showing how they got like better powers and stuff, they keep reusing the same joke where that guy's like, I hate 1A, and you know 1B is gonna kick your ass and whatever and stuff like that. And it's like, instead of showing that joke every single episode, why don't they, you know, fill in some of that screen time that character has with some development for the other characters, since you have such a huge cast.
Wait, I forgot.
In My Hero Academia.
What is his whole reason why he does that again?
I think he lost in the training arc in season 2, and that's just been a running joke the entire time that he's like really aggressive towards 1A.
Yeah.
Oh damn, I didn't even remember that.
Well, to be fair, that happened years ago.
Yeah.
And
Josh,
can you guys give me at least like a flashback of the reason why he's like this? At least.
Oh yeah, like a necessary flashback, not like
a necessary flashback, not the other flashback that tells me every time the all for one is all these people, blah blah blah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I feel like My Hero Academia just like it wastes screen time with the wrong things.
Yeah, the wrong flashback.
Like even this season, we have a running joke where the teacher who's doing the commentary is like having biased commentary. That got old the second episode, and they do it every episode now. It's like
at least Deku didn't talk for this one as much.
Oh god, yeah, I only like 2 lines, I think.
Yeah. He was writing on his notes.
I remember watching it, and I remember Deku not talking a lot, and I remember Uraraka being like, Deku, what do you think about this? Like an interviewer. Yeah, and I was like,
we didn't get that in this episode.
we got it once this episode, but Deku, it's like, okay, so. Maybe the characters are self-aware of Deku's like, you know, Deku's the narrator in the story. So when Uraraka was like, "Hey Deku, can you tell me what's going on here?" I was just like, okay, the director's clearly like, we need Deku to have more screen time.
Yeah.
Let's make Uraraka ask him.
But yeah, all around this was a solid episode. We're gonna see.
I had fun. Hopefully they have. They should have continued this kind of fighting and conversations with these.
And it didn't felt like it dragged on either. Like this round actually felt like it felt appropriate to its time. Like it didn't feel like it wasted time.
Because before in the other 2 rounds we got like it felt so long. Yeah. It felt really long.
I enjoyed.
It felt like there was like I don't know how to describe it, but there was like a lot of. You know, I'm randomly gonna save you, and I'm gonna come out of nowhere and save you and stuff like that. It was just like back and forth.
I enjoyed the eliminations.
Kind of like cut and dry.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the horn girl just tackled.
Oh yeah, when she shot like 4 of her horns and like just propelled him into like.
And she stalled for like all the time.
Yeah.
That was pretty smart. Was so mad at her because like that's not a hero thing to do. But then the beast guy comes in and is like, that's exactly what a hero would do.
Yeah.
That's pretty smart, I would say.
Yeah.
I would do that too. If a guy can't fly all the way up there, why not do it?
Right? Yeah, might as well.
Why not? I still don't know what her power is, to be honest.
She can shoot her horns, and she could be able to control where the horns like go and stuff.
With telekinesis?
Because like I just saw like her flying with the horns. I'm like, what is her power?
Yeah, she could literally...
she's standing on her horns.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, hey, this is finally. I think this is like the one time. Yeah, we've actually talked about My Hero like the most this episode.
This is the first episode that we're actually like have things to talk about because all the other ones felt just like not good.
This happened.
Except maybe the first 2. The first 2 were pretty good.
Yeah. And that was before the whole Class A versus Class B thing happened. So
yeah, we're getting Bakugo next time. Next episode's gonna be Bakugo.
Everybody's favorite explosion man.
Watch Deku. Look who's gonna be the number 1 right now.
Everyone's favorite very aggressive male character.
Yeah, let's go. All right. Yeah, Now with that, we move on to our next anime, High Rise Invasion, episode 12, the final episode of the season. So we're done. We're done with the High Rise Invasion.
But we saw really?
Well, I mean, for now we are.
The episode seemed to end off saying there's going to be a second season because it didn't actually end.
Yeah, it didn't. I mean, like it's kind of to be expected because again, the manga is still going on. It's still there's a lot of loose ends that still need to be tied and everything, but in terms of like actual story progression, I feel like this is like sad to say this is actually the first one where actually like a lot of things happen at once and like during this episode, like the whole Great Angel thing, the fact that Yuri actually has an angel under her control for once, like a MASH person under her control for once, and then
that scene was weird. I didn't really get that whole scene with the dark angel, and then it being like, oh, you're super compatible with him.
Oh, but the scientist is dead too.
Oh no.
But I'm surprised that the old guy survived though. I was actually
me too actually, because I was like
I was surprised.
I thought he died in like the second episode when he got stabbed.
Right? But he's still alive, and I thought like when he was gonna like fight the Great Angel, I legit thought he was gonna die there. But no.
Yeah, but the Great Angel's like, he's like me.
He's like me. And
but he's so weak.
But hey, at least we get to be companions now.
Yeah.
All that stuff, and then the swimmer, the swimmer dying. I was kind of like, oh man, I kind of wish we saw.
Like that was just because he's hyped up throughout the whole anime as like this really tough like final boss type.
Yeah,
and
they built
Yuri
him up.
Kills him like in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Like literally just shoots him in the face or something.
Yeah, like she smashes his mask and then just like shoots him a bunch, and then it's like, okay, he's dead now. Like, all right. But I think what kind of sucked too is that like his physique and like the Great Angel's physique when like he's all like powered up and everything like that is basically the same. So it's like, I guess we technically don't need like two roided up dudes just like, you know, going ape shit and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so I guess,
true. But like if you hype a character up,
yeah, just show it.
I think like, you know, they should have a bit more of a presence, you know.
I know,
because like we basically trade swimmer for like a guy that we saw like
one episode
in the 11th episode.
Yeah, and he's not even a bad guy, and he's not even like he doesn't even say a bad guy now.
Yeah,
he literally just like, you know, flip sides. And then the fact that like the officer mask that we've seen like throughout the whole series is actually a mom, and that's her son.
Yeah.
That was an interesting.
Crazy.
Yeah, that was an interesting twist. But yeah, overall, the end of season 1. I guess we could just talk about like, you know, ratings and stuff. I thought this was a pretty okay show. Like I think going in, like my expectations was like pretty low, cause like whenever it comes to like horror themed, cause at first I legit thought this was gonna be like a horror themed anime, cause like
it's literally tagged as that.
Yeah.
So I was like, I thought it was gonna be, you know, it sets itself up as that, but instead it's a bit weird. I'll let you give your rating first before I give mine.
Yeah, and so like the way that this anime was like set up at first, especially with that first episode and everything like that, it was like more so set up as like a horror anime. But then like pretty quickly, I'd say from like episode 3 onward, we basically trade out the whole horror theme for like more of like a shonen battle like tone. Because at that point, it's just like, okay, Yuri is basically like going out killing dudes, especially when she like after she gets that power up, she's like, okay, she's basically like a superhero at this point. Her abilities and stuff are all enhanced and everything. And with that being said, it's like I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Honestly, if anything, I feel like it's definitely an improvement to kind of like what I was expecting. Because at first it was kind of like to me it kind of like it reminded me of like a lot like a B horror movie, in a good way, because I feel like it was very self-aware, and it still is. It still is for the most part like pretty self-aware.
Kind of goofy.
It is very goofy. It is very goofy. Especially like, you know, with certain characters and kind of like how they act and everything like that. It's like there's no way in hell like in reality people would ever act like this in a real given situation.
Yeah, everyone's like really over the top.
Oh yeah. And I feel like it definitely works for its you know, for the better, because if they acted like all grounded and stuff like that, this series would not have worked as well.
It wouldn't work. Yeah, it's inherently like a really bizarre kind of storyline.
Yeah. So you have to
let him finish, bro.
But anyway, yeah, going into my rating, I give this first season a solid 6 out of 10. It's a little bit above average for me. And it's definitely like more than I expected for the show. And I do look forward to season 2 when it comes out. But that's kind of like where my enjoyment is at the moment with this show. It's a good 6 out of 10 for me. How about you, Josh?
Okay. So I agree with a lot of what Robbie said. I think it's very campy. I think it's very silly. And I think it's supposed to be like that. It's labeled horror, and going into it, I thought it was going to be more scary, I guess. But it really turns like a lighthearted. Like there's a lot of kind of weird comedic moments. Like there's a lot of panty shots and stuff like that that just wouldn't like. Like Robbie said, it's like a kind of like a fun horror thing. And you know, I think Robbie thinks it's above average. I think it's a little bit below average, and that's simply because I feel like there's a lot of information given and not elaborated on enough. I feel like we have a lot of characters, but only a few of them get development. Like Sniper gets a lot of development. But you know, Yuri gets development, but it's more like goofy. Like it's not like actual character development. It's more like, oh, you know, she's always like the really bubbly one no matter the situation. Nisei gets some development too, but it's more like just slowly falling in love with Yuri. But that's really it. Like again, we have like a ton of characters. I would have liked to see more about the brother. I would like to see more about our main villain. Maybe about the lore of the world, like how like these masks, or maybe like hints about how it was created or anything like that. So right now, maybe in the second season it'll all be answered to me. But right now I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 10.
Okay.
And David, if you wanted to give it a rating.
Okay, so before we go to David, Omar actually just wrote to us as to kind of like in the same vein as I wrote for Invincible.
Yes.
The
only thing he hasn't seen is the last episode, but he has a good grip of what the show is in general.
Yeah. So I'm gonna read it out. This is his words. This is Omar's words. All right. Now going into Omar's High Rise Invasion Season 1. 5 out of 10. The idea of surviving on top of skyscrapers is cool, and the sniper mask guy is the coolest character in the show. But there are moments where you feel no fear at all for the characters in the survival show, which equals no fear. So just a meh show, honestly. And I agree with Omar a lot with what he said here. All right, so now we cut to you, David. What did you say?
This show, I didn't want to have my say in it because I don't want to change your guys' opinion in general, since you guys are only anime viewers.
Right, because you read the manga for this.
I read the manga, and I'm still way ahead of what the show is. And I think, of course, what Josh said a little bit earlier, you're not gonna get what you want, where because they already have. Technically, they have done it in the manga, where you got more time with these characters.
Yeah.
So the show was pushing a little bit fast, so you didn't get a lot of time with the group, the 3 different groups. Pretty much the bad guys, the side good guy. I don't know if you remember the guy with the ponytail kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, him. Yes. Him.
He was a big thing. No, not a big thing, but he was a thing. Really important kind of character. He came out once or twice. He came out towards the end too, I think. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah.
So he was actually important, and then we had with our damsel in distress, of course. We had more time with him on the manga as well.
Right. So
this show itself was just running through pages and pages, and it is an average show. The thing is that I don't know how I could put it, as like I can't drop it lower or I can't drop it higher, since I already have the information in my head.
Right, yeah. So you already know where this is going. So
technically, I'll just put it in the middle. But my thoughts in general, I guess, how it started to where we're at now. Yes, it did lose its horror element.
Yeah.
Because I guess in a way, because the reason why is that they already made it kind of through the hardship. Like it's hard to see it because it went by so fast that the horrorness like disappeared towards the end already, like completely, because their abilities got there like later on. The horror was still there, but you know.
But it's just that since the anime is like going through it so fast, it's like you don't get to actually like appreciate the horror for it. Like I'm guessing,
there was, you know, the hilarious comical thing, of course. But they got that right. I wish the horrorness came in, the more gore, the more blood, you know, more devastation. Some scenes hit characters harder. Some scenes didn't. So from what I watched, and I guess what I've read in general, is like, it loses its horrorness because of the mask in general. Once it got far to the mask, at that point they didn't have fear for those masks because they were, you know,
they already wore their own masks.
They're already above the mask users, so now they're, you know, gods in a way, so they don't have fear for it. Why would they have fear for something
that's true? They
have the ability to destroy these guys.
They could either take them out or just make them into slaves at this point now.
Because I don't, it's hard to tell you guys because in a way their mindset sense changed throughout the whole show. They kind of said it once in a while, but you get to know the characters a little bit more, that, oh look, these guys aren't like that challenging compared to how they were in the beginning, where, you know, they're like, oh damn, run, you know, run away, you know,
like
stuff
all
like
scary,
that.
right? In the beginning.
But since they're already fused with the mask and they became essentially God at that point, it's just a battle of mask versus mask users, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna rate the same way that Omar did, 5 as
5
well.
out of 10.
Yeah,
so we're basically around the same ballpark, 4, 5, 6. So again, it's not to say that this show was bad. You know, this show had its merits, but like it's on the average scale, if anything. But I am still excited to see what season 2 has to offer. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Like the cool thing was with the with the old man.
Oh yeah,
this whole little music and stuff.
He had no reason to be like that hyped up. Like he even has his own like theme song.
No, the theme song that was cool for the anime itself. That was a cool experience.
Like, they didn't need to do that, but they did it anyway, and I was happy for that.
And of course, you know, the whole. I didn't picture that too, like seeing the scenes where they had the tear on their clothing and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That was actually cool. I thought
the consistency for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Except Nisei gets a new shirt.
That's
later
true.
on,
After that whole like mind experience, she gets a new shirt out of it. So that's cool. But yeah, that's all we have to say about High Rise Invasion. And with that, we move on to our last anime, Dragon Quest Dai, episode 32. And Josh, you're finally caught up, buddy. You could finally talk about the show.
I'm finally caught up. I guess I binged from episode 23 to 32 yesterday.
I guess give us your say for now, like a quick what you think of the show itself.
Yeah, the show itself. Yeah.
It's when I was watching it, I don't have. Let me first be clear with you guys. I don't have the same nostalgia that you guys have for Dragon Quest, especially Rabbi. I know Rabbi likes Dragon Quest.
No, he doesn't know. Hold on, Josh. None of us actually were
none
fans
of
Dragon Quest.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'm just confusing. I'm confusing friends a little bit here.
I think so. Yeah, because I'm
around Dragon Quest a lot. I never played the games.
Yeah.
So I don't have any nostalgia for it or anything like that. So watching the show, I found it to be very not bad, but like for kids. Like I felt like it was not my demographic to watch it because I didn't have any nostalgia for it and stuff like that. And I found there's, you know, it's very shonen, very like friendship, you know, let's fight together. and you know, all the fight scenes are very similar to one another. They usually have multiple characters fighting, but characters get put out of commission and then narrate what Dai is doing to the main villain. And I found that the formula, it changed it up in the end, near probably around episode 25 when Baran came in. I started getting more invested in the show then. But for the first 20 or so episodes of it, I found it very like repeating the same thing over and over again. And you know, they had some great development with Pop. I think Pop has good character development with his you know, learning to be stronger and not so afraid all the time. And but I felt like for at least the first 20 episodes, it was very like made for kids, like easily digestible, I'll say, for kids. Not really my demographic, but as soon as Baran came in and started it became a lot more serious, and I got a lot more invested by it, because Baran is a really interesting character, and I liked his character design, and I liked, you know, his relationship with Dai. We learned about Dai's past. We learned about his past, and you know, I thought that was really cool. And you know, at this point in the story, I'm interested to see where it goes, because you know, episode 32, what we're going to talk about today, kind of ends off an arc.
It does. And it's it was really nice. Like, I kind of wish I was here last week to talk about like how amazingly animated like the last episode was, because man, this one basically continues off of that, where like the whole battle basically takes place in the sky and stuff. And like the fight between like Dai and Baran was just kind of like, you know, going back and forth and stuff, and
it felt like a tribute, because Toei Animation, you know, Dragon Ball felt like a tribute to Dragon Ball with those crazy fight scenes and smashing each other in the mountains and everything like that. Crazy.
It did, and it was just like all around intense and everything like that. And that last shot, like with like Pop, like he wasn't alive, but he still like shot that energy to like kind of throw Baran off. Like that was crazy too.
That was crazy.
Komi is weird.
Pop actually being like dead is crazy to me, because you know, watching the show for the first 20 episodes, I was like, like there's no real stakes here. Like they don't even show real blood. Like the only people who get blood are like the clearly monsterific bad guys.
So Josh, now I think you understand kind of like where our meme comes from, right? Or like, did Dai die? Did Pop die?
Yeah, because Dai, man, it seemed with Hyunko as well. They just get hit by like death-defying moves.
No. You got it all wrong, man. The whole Dai thing was with Crocodile. Crocodile was the one that died the most. Like, he has the most deaths in his
gosh, I know.
Show.
And they keep like just coming back to it by being like, okay, we have people who can just heal.
Yeah, the whole reason why we said about Dai being dead or Pop being dead is because of Crocodile. Crocodile is the main one that we are like,
he just dies every episode almost.
He died so many.
He gets donutted into the chest. Like, he literally gets stabbed right through, and like he's still talking on the ground for like 2 episodes, and then gets healed. Which I don't even know if he gets like skin or whatever. Like, what happened?
Going back to Dai's dad.
Oh yeah, Baran.
Damn.
Yeah.
I like his whole thing, you know. I can't atone for my sins no more at this point, you know. I went too far.
I just have to keep going forward.
I have to keep going forward, and if I see you, you know, like next time, I'm gonna keep going.
I like that aftermath. Like, I like how it's not like a straight up conversion. I like how they didn't just kill him off. Like, he's like, all right, I survived. I got my debts to pay. Here you go. But hey, next time I see you, I'm gonna kill you. But wait, are you gonna go back to the Empire? It's like, nah, I don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, they don't want me there either way.
Yeah, I don't. No, it's like, no. The thing is, he didn't even care. Like King Varn even said that, like, oh man, we had so much writing on the fact that Baran like joined. Like, we had so much difficulty trying to recruit him, and now he's like, now he's just like, I don't care anymore. What were we gonna do? That was really cool. I like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and then he like drops like like a tear or something on the
no, it was his blood.
It was his own blood, yeah. It was like the Dragon Knight
and then
blood,
Pop is alive again.
Yeah.
We knew he I remember hearing you guys last time when everyone was all together, you and Omar being like, I think Pop's actually dead.
I had a feeling he was coming back, but I do like Omar was like, oh man, I don't know, man, might be dead. Cause the thing is that like the reason why is because a lot of shonen, like I do agree with you like with the whole shonen anime thing, but like usually when it comes to shonen anime and like them trying to like hype up a character and like them saying like okay.
No, it's not the fact that he died. It's the fact how they presented it. Yeah,
because they had
it's the emotion how he presented it. He didn't. It wasn't like I'm dead.
It was mostly
he actually put effort into that.
It was like Megante, exactly how Avon died.
Yeah,
right?
and also I think it was also because to me I think the biggest kicker was the fact that he gave him the bandana and stuff, and that was like the headpiece that he wore throughout the whole series, and like him passing it on, I'm like, okay, that might be like a few more hints that like he might actually die this like for realsies this time. Yeah. But then like when he screwed up on the whole spell, I'm like, oh yeah, maybe he might. I think he's gonna come back.
No, technically he did die.
Yeah. Oh, he did die. Yeah,
he did die.
He was in the actual afterlife.
He did completely pass away. Like no, they had to do the zing or whatever, and she said there was no like life functioning. In him.
But since Dai's dad is also Dai, they're the most strongest people.
The Dragon Knights,
most. What do you call it? MC? No, not MC.
OP.
OP characters.
Yeah, they were the most OP characters. But yeah, it was a solid episode. A solid conclusion all around. Honestly, I feel like the next time, hopefully, Adler's gonna get finished off for good. Because there's another character that died. Almost as many times as Crocodile. I think it's Hadler.
I do not like Hadler.
Actually,
Hadler's like my least favorite bad guy from this series.
What are your thoughts on Hadler, Josh? Since you're all caught up and you've seen all his antics, him losing his 2 hearts and.
He's annoying. I wish he'd just die, honestly. Like, King Vern come just to be the main villain. Like, what? This little crony henchman.
But Josh, is Hadler gonna die?
Oh, he's gonna die. He already had 3 tries, remember?
Not right now. They need to drag it out for at least like 3 more episodes.
I like how King Vern, like, he had the whole finger thing, and he was like, put it back up. You did kill Avon, though.
Yeah, you did do one good thing.
You did murder Avon.
So that's one good thing. I'll give you that. You get one more try.
I'm like, bruh, this guy, man.
I don't like Hadler.
But hey, we're here. We finished this arc, and hopefully
next arc coming
up. Hopefully, it's gonna have Hadler.
Hadler dies.
Oh, he might
dies. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll see. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, that is all we have to talk about for this week's worth of anime, and now we move on to our news segment. We're gonna talk about our video game news first. First off, we're gonna talk about is Mighty Goose. Remember that one game we talked about months ago? Well, this time it's back, and by that I mean it actually has an actual release date. It's coming out June 5th. I'm honestly.
Crazy.
Am I gonna get it day one? Probably not day one. I didn't expect it to.
At its price is pretty good.
It's like $20. Yeah, it's for an indie game.
Pretty good, yeah. And if you like Contra and Metal Slug, it's right up your alley. It's just a throwback basically.
And Geese.
To those games.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm probably gonna get it for the Switch.
Yeah, I can see this. I can see this working really well for like a platform like Switch. Like I said, for me, I'm probably gonna wait a little bit because June 5th is like literally right around the corner, and there's like a couple games I want to play by that point. So I might not get into it until like a little later, but hey, it's June 5th. It's gonna be out there. You guys are gonna be able to play it if you go on, and it looks really cool. Like the modes that they have, co-op mode and like all that stuff looks really cool. So can't wait.
Yeah. It It looks fun.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun game, honestly.
Yeah. And now we move on to our next bit of news.
Rabbi's big news for him.
This is big news for me because I recently finished this game. Is Ghostrunner gets a sequel announced for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC.
Since I guess news-wise, Ghostrunner was an indie title, and now it's owned by another indie company, not an actual indie company now. It's by 505, I think.
The thing about the thing about Ghostrunner is that like it was kind of like an indie game, but it was kind of like but like the fidelity of that game was like kind of like pushing into like AAA territory. So some people would kind of classify it as kind of like a AA game, if that makes sense. But yeah, basically,
but now they got a publisher now.
They got a publisher now. They're paired up with 505 Games. They're working on that sequel. I'm really excited because like the first Ghostrunner was a blast to play through. It's a really short like kind of it's a really short kind of like hack and slash kind of game that's kind of like cross between, I've said this before, but it's like a cross between like Katana Zero or like Mirror's Edge, where you can kind of like wall surf and stuff, and you get to like kill people, but you die in like one hit and stuff. But like stages are super short.
Do you think this game's gonna be longer since it's?
I think so. Yeah, I noticed that like sequels of like really short games, they tend to like have a more lengthy like playthrough and stuff. I can see this game. I could see like the sequel being like maybe twice as long, without it feeling like without it feeling like overstaying its welcome. You know what I mean? Like I feel like it'll I feel like a twice as long length campaign I think would probably work well for a sequel for sure.
What are you gonna try to aim for, like console wise? Or
I probably will stick with PC because I played the first game on PC, and I feel like for the sake of kind of like how amazing the first game looked, I feel like the second game is definitely going to need a much beefier kind of like card and platform in general. So that's probably what I'm going to be aiming for sure. So can't wait. It's coming soon. Who knows?
Yeah. Due later in 2021.
2021. Yes. So
I think.
Yeah. So we'll see.
We think. Don't know.
Doesn't have
Question
a
mark.
yet. Yeah, but yeah, and then moving on to our next bit of news is King of Fighters 15. We always bring it up every week, and this week is no different. New trailer for Leona Heidern. So this character, just like Mai, was a character that we already saw from the King of Fighters 15 teaser trailer from way back when. It was just a matter of when she was gonna get her own trailer to kind of like showcase her techniques and stuff like that. I mean, I
thought they were gonna give us a two-person trailer.
Oh, you mean like like with like they did with Rio and Robert? Yeah. That wouldn't.
I guess not.
Well, the thing is that like Leona's always been like part of the Ikari Warriors team, which was usually consisted of her, Ralph, and Clark. But the thing is that Ralph and Clark are like their own characters. Like they're their own duo that was for the most part separate to Leona. Like I'm talking about like way back when like Ikari Warriors like the game was a thing. But then like when the King of Fighters games came out, and like we had 94, 95 that had Leona's dad, like Heidern, as like the third character. Like they dropped him, and then they made Leona like a character in 96. And then
so how do you like the trailer?
Okay, so trailer wise, I think it's really cool. Sorry, I think trailer wise it's really cool. They haven't really like spiced it up too much. I like from what I've seen. Gameplay wise, she still has her whole like Orochi thing going on for her from like the older games, and it's pretty much it. Like we don't know if she's still part of the Ikari Warriors team or anything like that, but I'm hoping she is. Some people are saying that it's gonna be like mixed up more, so we'll see where that goes. All right, and our next bit of news, the last bit of gaming news, is a little bit on the sadder side. PlayStation 5 shortages to be continued through to 2022.
Yeah, that's
tough.
sad, I guess.
Because,
a lot of people obviously want a PS5, and it's like a year and a half since it came out, and no one can get it. So, like.
Yeah, it's
like, what's going on? Like, why can't you just? This isn't Nintendo or anything. Why can't you just make more consoles to fit the demand? Right? You have people on waiting lists for months.
There's a good reason that they've stated why. It's because the AMD processor that the PS5 is using is in very short supply, according to what they have stated, and that is the reason why. Units are expected to not be all that high for the time being up until 2022, which is sad because I feel like there's going to be a good amount of games that's not going to be played by a lot of people because they don't have the console for it. So
it sucks because
buy them off.
Mm-hmm.
They want to phase out the PS4. Obviously, it's an older generation, but. You can't do that when no one owns the next generation of console.
Which is the current generation of consoles. So,
jeez,
we'll see. Hopefully, news will turn up soon. But as far as we know, this is kind of the future for it. But
unfortunately,
moving on into some lighter news. We move on to animation news. Rooster Teeth goes behind the scenes look on Genlock Season 2. Now this series, we saw the original Season 1 of Genlock. Well, not you, Josh, but me, Omar, and David. We've seen it.
Yeah.
And it was a really solid show, but due to how expensive the show was and kind of like a lot of like the rocky turmoil that was Rooster Teeth and everything, we weren't sure if Genlock was gonna get a second season or not. So, but finally, they finally released like behind the scenes and everything like that. That's Season 2 is indeed happening, and it's gonna be on HBO Max. In fact, the Season 1's already available on HBO Max because they have the full streaming rights and everything to Genlock now. It's no longer Rooster Teeth. That's they're doing the animation for it, but it's not hosted on their platform anymore, which is really, really weird because they're still doing the animation for it, but it's like HBO Max. I don't know. It's
probably
really weird.
They're probably owned maybe by them.
I don't
Who
know
knows?
if they do. I feel like that eventually they might be, but I'm not sure if they are at the moment. I think they're just trying to work out some kinks, especially when it comes to Genlock.
Maybe the budget wise.
Yeah, so I don't know, but regardless, I mean,
I guess it's happening.
It's happening, yeah, and along with that, Rooster Teeth is also has their own slew of animation shorts and stuff that they're doing just like Machinima did back in the day. So it's happening, stuff's happening. Yeah. And and then moving on to our next bit of animation news is a He-Man reboot. So I know you guys all hopefully know of the She-Ra reboot that happened a few years ago on Netflix.
Yeah.
Well, this time it's He-Man's turn, and it's through the show called Masters of the Universe Revelation. This is done by Kevin Smith of Clerks fame. But yeah, so it's gonna be coming out July 23rd. It has the I believe it's the studio that's making it is the same studio that did the Castlevania Castlevania show. Oh yeah, it is Castlevania Studio Powerhouse Animation.
So that's why from the images that we're seeing this on the characters look amazing.
Yeah, they have I've stated this before, but they have this kind of Thundercats 2011 crossed with Castlevania look to it, and honestly, it looks based off of the screenshots and stuff, it actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, He-Man looks cool.
Oh yeah. Another show that this reminds me of that was pretty short-lived at the time, which was just tragic, is the Master of the Universe TV cartoon from 2002. Which was a short-lived reboot of He-Man, but this one is I feel like it's carrying the spirit of this one, but with this time it's a a studio that's like hopefully is gonna elevate that. So we'll see. It's definitely gonna have like a different tone to like She-Ra, if you guys have seen that show. So it's gonna have that more like gritty tone to it and everything. So honestly, can't wait. It's no trailer yet so far. It's literally just screenshots. It's coming really soon though.
Yep.
July.
I'm not I never seen the actual He-Man show in general, but from these from these images, I might give this a shot now.
Yeah, it looks good. It looks well animated. It looks, I'll give it a shot too. I think it looks good.
Yeah. I feel like if anything, we could probably give this a 3, if anything. So we'll see
when it comes out.
We'll see when it comes out. And then the next bit of anime news we got is the so this one kind of came out of nowhere. The One Piece rap creator. I wish Omar was here for this, but the One Piece rap creator Shawn Conrad does a thank you recital for fans.
Damn, how long has it been?
Since the One Piece 4Kids dub came out, 2004. So we're looking at 17 years ago.
Yup.
Yeah, it's been 17 years since then, and he's out. He recently put out like a thank you recital for the rap itself, and like even had like a long thank you video and stuff for it. So
this is kind of like I guess Pokemon in a way.
Yeah. Because like I know the Pokemon theme song singer, like he still like does like he did like up until the pandemic, he did like conventions and stuff and like meetings and all that stuff. So. Yeah, this is definitely in the same vein as that. And there's honestly, like, again, if it wasn't for people like Omar and stuff, I would have never known that this rap was as popular as it is. So, yeah. Omar, this is for you.
Yeah, I didn't know the theme either until finally now.
Yeah, because Omar wouldn't shut up about it.
Well, I think a lot of 4Kids songs really connected to people.
Yeah, of course. Like, of course we already talk about Pokemon, but you also got like the Yu-Gi-Oh opening and like the Sonic X opening, Kirby opening, yeah. So all those shows, they all have like really catchy openings, and they were all unique to 4Kids. They all had their own like kind of spin on what the anime was about, tone wise and everything. So yeah, so this was a really cool bit of news that we thought we'd like to share, and the fact that like the rap artist was like even acknowledged
acknowledges it.
The fact that like he acknowledged it after like again 17 years after doing that's insane.
Yeah.
So good on him. All right, and then this one's also so this bit of news that we're going to be covering right now is a little bit of a Debbie Downer, just like the PlayStation 5. And that Crunchyroll is planning on removing a bunch of shows from their lineup, from their streaming sites. It's
yeah, and this is one that I looked at and I suggested to the guys, but it's kind of sad because Crunchyroll is removing at least half of Durarara.
Yeah,
and that's a huge show that a lot of people love. A lot of the other shows
it's a really character-driven show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I'll really enjoy it. I haven't seen it yet, but I think I'll really enjoy it if I watch it. But it's sad. Also, the other notable shows that are leaving: Samurai Flamenco, which is the biggest tonal shift ever, known as in an anime ever, and
also
Zvezda as well.
Also,
is leaving.
Waganara.
Yeah,
that's how you say it.
Wagnaria, yeah. Wagnaria, and then Silver Spoon, which was Hiromu Arakawa's follow-up anime after Full Metal Alchemist. That one's also leaving as well. Classroom Crisis, it's kind of crazy. Like all these shows are leaving, and then I think both you and both Josh and David have speculated that this has to do with the fact that a lot of these shows were distributed by Aniplex, and because
they're all Aniplex actually.
Yeah.
So I think that's due to the Crunchyroll and Funimation merger.
Yeah.
Something with that, but it's. I'm looking forward to seeing what sites pick up these shows, because as of right now, these shows are going to be not available legally. If you were to watch them, which is interesting.
Yeah, so we'll see kind of where the fate of these shows go. we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully,
see who picks them up.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be relatively soon. So we're not gonna be in super limbo with all of them. So we'll see.
Yeah, especially Durarara, because that's losing half of the series there.
Yeah,
you can't watch it legally. So, and I know a lot of viewers want to watch stuff legally. They want to support the content that they consume.
We'll see.
You know, we do too. So we're hoping that they get picked up.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, our next bit of anime news is Fate Grand Order Final Singularity Grand Temple of Time Solomon anime film. Gets a trailer.
It's a trailer.
It gets a trailer, and it's.
I always find it weird because like, Fate is going crazy right now. Like, there's been so many FGO movies that come out. Like, Camelot just came out.
Yeah.
Like a few days ago, and now they're making Solomon. So we're gonna lots of Fate content. Lots of it to come.
FGO is like crazy right now.
FGO is like the main cash cow for Type Moon right now.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about this anime film is that, like, again, despite the fact that Camelot's already came out, this film is literally coming out in like July 30th in Japan. Yeah, so that's literally only like 2 months from now. Yeah, so it's crazy just how frequent like these films are being pumped out, especially like in this time period and stuff. It's insane. It's crazy. The trailer, based off the trailer, like, it looks really cool. Apparently it's made by the same production team as the Babylonian anime, which I know it's kind of mixed between folks. I know, Josh, you weren't a super fan of it.
I was not a fan of Babylonia, but you know, I like FGO. I'm willing to give it a chance.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the Babylonian anime.
So how is the story on this one, since you know more about the story on the Singularity?
This one's just
without spoiling.
For Solomon, it's less about like traveling and like trying to figure out the Singularity. It's more just like prevent the world from dying. So I think this anime should have a lot more urgency.
Okay. So would you say that this story arc it would fit better as a film rather than like continuing?
Oh yeah, because this story arc is not long in the actual game. Like it's very short, and you can never replay, or there's no free quests for it or anything like that, so it's literally just like a one-time thing. So I think it fits better. I would have liked to see Camelot actually a series, because Camelot is like Babylonia. I'm surprised they did films for that, but I think Solomon definitely is film territory. Like, I just don't think there's enough content for a full-length series.
Now, as far as I know, I think because I know that Camelot is going to be like a multi-parter film series. Solomon, I think, is only going to be like a single film, and that's it, right?
Yeah, that makes sense, because Solomon is not big. It's basically they're just trying to prevent the end of the world from happening, and it's like it's not like a full-on series. It's a culmination of all of the other singularities that happened.
Oh, okay then.
So
which is surprising me, because you think they would like adapt all of the singularities,
right?
But they only adapted 2.
Yeah, and Babylonia.
Now we're doing the end of the series.
And Babylonia being a first was kind of weird, because like
that's the last singularity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because all of that leads to like kind of the end, in a way, not the finale for the singularities that came prior to that.
All right, so I'm learning about this a lot, because I'm the only one of the 4 that's not played, or have any knowledge of FGO.
I have knowledge of FGO.
Omar would have a lot of knowledge.
Yeah. So it's Josh and Omar are really tied to the story.
They're the big like story fans.
Yeah, we're
I'm
the
in the
FGO
middle.
Guys here. We put way too much time into the game.
Yeah, I'm more of the Fate Stay Night. Fate in general.
I'm the same. I'm the same as David too, but like the only difference is
I started getting into Fate from FGO.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's something we learned from John.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you didn't.
I'm not an OGer. I'm a secondary, as you guys would call it.
Oh, all right. I learned something now.
But yeah, and then from there we move on to our last bit of anime news. This one's the biggest one.
We went from a rumor / what was the other thing I said?
Leak.
A leak
slash rumor.
Confirmed. Hardcore confirmed.
Confirmed for sure.
I was upset that I wasn't here for this last week because
but it's fine.
that was
You're here for it
But
now.
I'm here for the actual thing now.
The actual news.
And now we can finally say that Komi Can't Communicate gets a legit anime series. It is amazing. I'm so happy. It even has a trailer for it that me and David we've seen multiple times.
I've seen it a few times too.
Then I'm proud of you for it because this anime I'm super hyped and excited about. Oh my goodness! Like where do I begin?
We can't begin with it.
Is where have you been? It's about a girl. She can't communicate. That's all you need to know.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys
all
brought
you
this
need
up.
to know.
Yeah, you guys, and plus again, like we've talked about this literally like last week. You know, in terms of kind of like what the main story synopsis is. It's literally. A girl can't talk straight, so she first becomes friends with a boy in her class, and he helps her achieve her dream by making 100 friends.
Bam! There you go.
That's the plot. That's all you need to know.
Premise.
That's a lot of friends.
Yeah.
100 friends? I don't think I've ever had 100
100 friends. That is what Komi wants to do. That's her dream.
That's her dream.
That's her dream. Just she wants to make 100 friends.
So I'm
That's
so
crazy.
excited and I'm terrified at the same time.
Yeah, because it could be a disaster.
This
We've
could-
seen
yes,
adaptations become disasters.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
true.
why I looked up into this even more just to make sure, because I want to make sure if these are the right people for the show, and I'm not too happy about it. But damn, man, why?
But the trailer looks nice though.
The trailer does look nice. I guess
It's got the same art style as the manga, so that's good.
Yes. From the scenes that we saw, there has similarities to the manga itself.
Yeah.
But as in the direction and the people, I'm not 100% sure on. But yeah, Studio 2, I'm like, oh no. There's 3 shows that I actually enjoyed from them, but other than that, I'm like, I don't know. So I have my doubts
until we actually watch
yeah,
it.
I have my doubts.
Do we have a release date? I forgot.
Yes, it's coming out in October.
October.
Ooh, exciting! So that's
this is right in
2
the
seasons from now.
Yep, right in fall. So.
Yep. So can't wait.
So it's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be
My fear
maybe
factor.
scary. Yeah.
I have my fear factor.
Now you David,
your
I forget,
social
I know
anxiety.
Robbie has read the manga, but have you read the manga, David?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so everyone except me.
No.
Not everyone.
You
and Omar. Yeah, you and Omar.
Me and Omar. Okay, so unlike what me and Robbie did for Nagatoro,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going into this blind with Omar.
Yes.
Yeah. All right then. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's all we have to talk about for this week's Anime Squad podcast. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want to see our stuff, and share if you think we're super cool. Like always, my name is Robbie.
And this is David.
And this is Josh.
And we'll see you guys next week, hopefully with Omar. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.